Oh, this dumb old box is just junk now.
Hey, get off my sand!
SpongeBob SquarePants holds a great place inside everyone's heart. But did you know that it has some animation errors? In case you didn't, get ready to watch some of the animation errors that we've found throughout the series' history.
Well, looks like whoever it was is gone now, ma'am. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I tell you, these calls are getting more and more weird. I mean, what kind of nutcase would want to break into someone's vegetable garden at this time of night?
This might be an underwater thing, but why does that car have 3 wheels? In this scene, we see that our favorite crab is running in front of the police, but what's strange about this scene? Well, if you take a look at the police boat that policemen use to patrol the city of Bikini Bottom, you can notice that instead of having the usual 4 wheels that every car has, it has 3. This is strange because the car has a hole that should be the space where the wheel was. What a cool detail. Mr. Krabs might have seen stars glowing around SpongeBob's house, but doesn't SpongeBob have some very special neighbors? Well, one thing we know about SpongeBob is that he lives right next to his 2 best friends, Plankton and Patrick, but in this scene, none of their houses are there to be seen. Poor SpongeBob, he's alone now.
Welcome aboard. If you're watching this video, then let me be the first to say congratulations. You've recently been hired by the KRUSTY KRAB restaurant, and this is your first official day of training.
Wait, why are there 2 enter signs on the KRUSTY KRAB? The KRUSTY KRAB is one of Bikini Bottom's most famous places and the workplace of our beloved protagonist SpongeBob, but there's something wrong with our favorite restaurant here. If you take a good look at this scene, even if the camera zooms into an enter sign, we can see that right next to the KRUSTY KRAB's door, there's another sign that says enter. Maybe this was intended by the animators, or maybe the sign is duplicated, but it's a funny thing to notice here.
I'd like to order.
Do you think he's going to order A, a sofa, B, an expensive haircut, or C, a patty?
1 patty, please.
Ah, Poop, you never let us down.
From duplicate signs to missing ones. If you're a SpongeBob loyalist, you might have noticed that something is missing right behind Squidward. What's missing is the galley grub. In case you don't know what we're talking about, the galley grub is the menu that we can see in the walls of the KRUSTY KRAB, where people can select their favorite meal. Maybe there's a new menu in town.
You know, he might be as good a fry cook as you.
Wow, SpongeBob, you've been Employee of the Month a gazillion times. I wish I could be Employee of the Month.
We usually catch many errors in which the series characters lose one of their body parts, or maybe more than one, but what about gaining one? In this scene, we see that both Squidward and SpongeBob are enjoying a happy time while making some Krabby Patties together. But there's something strange regarding SpongeBob's hand. If you take a good look at the hand that SpongeBob uses to hold the spatula, he has 5 fingers instead of his usual 4. Now he has a human hand.
The guy you're looking for is over there.
Poor SpongeBob, he's so sad, crying here, but where are his tears? SpongeBob has demonstrated throughout the history of the series that he's a very sentimental sponge, until we reached this scene. In this scene, we see that Patrick is trying to help SpongeBob and stop him from being sad. But even if SpongeBob is crying in this scene, we can't see any tears dropping from his eyes. Maybe the animators forgot to put some tears into SpongeBob's eyes, or maybe he's faking it.
Thanks, buddy. You really saved my behind. No joke!
I think it's safe to say that no matter how diabolical Plankton's plans may be, he'll never have the loyalty of me good customers.
Let's find some wrong-colored body parts. In this scene from the ending of the episode, we see that our complete squad, composed of Squidward, Mr. Krabs, Patrick, and SpongeBob, are having a little chat right next to the Krusty Krab's kitchen. The strangest thing about this conversation is that, if you watch Patrick in this scene, his lips have a different color than the one we're accustomed to seeing, because his lips have a more pinkish tone instead of the usual black one. What could be the answer to this? We'll never know.
How much chum could a sea slug chug if a sea slug could chug?
From lips having the wrong color to finding some miscolored teeth. SpongeBob has many duties in his Krusty Krab work, and we can see that in this scene he was very busy cleaning some of the restaurant's windows. But much like every other scene that we take a look at, there's a small animation error on it. When SpongeBob is cleaning the windows, there's a scene in which his eyes pop up after SpongeBob gets super surprised at something happening on the outside. It's at that exact moment where one of his teeth changes its color from white to yellow. We didn't show you one of these until now.
Wait a minute. I didn't make that Krabby Patty. And you didn't make that Krabby Patty. And those two couldn't have made it. So it must have been that rotten pipsqueak Plankton. I gotta stop that poor excuse of a life form from it.
Did Mr. Krabs' clothes change in this scene? Well, in this scene, we see that Mr. Krabs is trying to find who made the mess that created all the mayhem in this episode. While he's investigating who might be the one who did that while he's talking to SpongeBob, we can see that he has a little wardrobe malfunction here because one of the sleeves on his shirt changed its color from blue to red. What a cool error.
Pretty neat, eh, boy? Whoop.
Patrick!
From one wardrobe malfunction to another, poor Mr. Krabs can't catch a break during this episode. When SpongeBob finds Mr. Krabs in this episode, they decide to go to the vacuum so they can find their missing things. Well, at the start of the scene, we can see that Mr. Krabs is only wearing a towel. But suddenly when the camera moves, he has his usual clothes on. This is strange because they were in the middle of nowhere, and Mr. Krabs wasn't carrying his clothes with him. Such a strange moment from a strange episode.
Oh no! You aren't the one I'm seeking! No, I'll never find Patrick. He wins at hide and seek. He wins.
So he wins. What's so bad?
At the start of the video, we saw that SpongeBob's teeth changed their color, but what about his eyes? SpongeBob might be surprised after finding that he's found another starfish that is not Patrick, but we didn't expect that not finding his best friend would lead to the change in the colors of his eyes. After he goes to the ground crying, desperate to find Patrick, there's a small frame in which SpongeBob's eye turns from its usual white to yellow. This frame goes by very fast, so you may need good eyes to catch it. Wait a moment, can SpongeBob be in two places at the same time? This is one of the strangest scenes in this episode, because at first we see that the fuel alarm of SpongeBob's submarine starts to ring, and to signal the danger that this brings up. When the alarm starts to make a sound, we see that SpongeBob is driving the submarine, trying to avoid a future crash. The strange thing is that in the very next scene, SpongeBob is suddenly in the bathroom when the alarm is ringing. How could this be if SpongeBob was driving the submarine? We'll never know. Well, there you have it, SpongeBob fans. Those are some funny moments and some animation errors that you can find in your favorite show. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel so we can provide you with even funnier SpongeBob content. Until the next time, goodbye.
Patrick, Squidward must be lost!
Lost in his own imagination.
Oh, I can't see a thing in here.